Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Derek Martinez. The Hazleton Area Cougars cheerleading team is making their way to nationals for the second year in a row. The team will travel down to Orlando, Florida for the weekend competition, where they will compete with the best cheerleading squads in the country. We spoke with head coach Tiffany Yerish about the journey to the national competition.
So our journey started back when we had tryouts in June. We are almost a year-round sport. We really only have off the month of March. So we started then with going to stunt clinics and camp, started doing our choreography, and then we competed every Sunday up until we're also competing this weekend to prepare.
Yerish also told us about how the team qualified for nationals.
So you do have to go to a regional competition, and at that regional competition you have to receive a bid. We received two. We received one in our traditional routine and one in our game day routine, so we'll be able to compete twice in Florida at nationals, be able to go for 2 national titles. And in order to get that bid, you have to hit a certain score. They don't take everybody. They do it with like a natural score break, and we were lucky enough to get 2 bids. We actually went to 2 regionals and got 2 bids at each one, so we guaranteed our spot.
We also spoke to some members of the team, including senior Alyssa Habel, about reaching nationals after facing some tough challenges throughout the season.
We definitely had our ups and downs. We had injuries, we had concussions, we went through everything you can think of, but we always came through as a team. We moved some people around, and we went to districts, and we came all together for once, and we hit, and it was amazing. We worked hard, and now we are going to nationals.
Senior Captain Natalie Zambati agreed that one of her highlights was seeing it all come together at districts.
I think my favorite moment has definitely been hitting at districts. Just like the feeling afterwards of like knowing we all hit and did a good job. That was definitely like the best feeling.
According to Senior Captain Emerson Zito, the second straight trip to nationals will have a definitive impact on the program heading forward.
Realizing that we are going to nationals and like hitting all these goals again, it's just like I feel like we're setting a standard for Hazleton cheer, and I want that to be continued for the next few years and like the kids. And it's an amazing feeling that like we feel as cheerleaders, and I want other kids growing up and coming through this program to feel that.
The national competition will take place at Walt Disney World in Orlando from February 9th to the 12th. The Hazleton Area Game Day squad is currently scheduled to compete at 10:54 a.m. on Friday the 9th, while the traditional competition will be at 12:35 p.m. A man has been arrested by Pocono Township Police on forgery and theft charges. According to police, Jose David Gonzalez Gutierrez attempted to steal $3,000 from the victim through check fraud. Police say the victim hired Gonzalez Gutierrez in December of 2021 and had paid him with 2 separate checks for $3,000 and $850. The victim then received confirmation that both checks had been deposited shortly afterward. According to police, the victim was later notified in April of 2023 that the $3,000 check had been deposited a second time. Police say Gonzalez Gutierrez had changed the date on the check and put a Bank of America account number on the memo line before attempting to redeposit the check. Gonzalez Gutierrez was arrested and taken into custody on Monday, January 29th. He has been charged with forgery, theft by unlawful taking, and theft by deception, among other related charges. Plains Township Police are asking the public for help in identifying the individual shown on screen. According to police, the suspect is wanted in connection with a case regarding the passing of counterfeit U.S. currency. Anyone with information regarding the suspect's identity is asked to contact Plains Township Police at 570-829-3432. Coming up on WYLN News, 4 Hazleton area students participate in the PMEA District 9 Chorus Festival. Plus, nominations are now being accepted for the Luzerne County Arts and Entertainment Hall of Fame. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Addie, and my work will be cloudy.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. High school basketball is here. Check out all the live action on WYLN TV 35, where we bring you the event, not just the highlights. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is proud to partner with WYLN to bring you all the best high school sports action. Lehigh Valley Health Network is your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A woman is wanted by the Carbon County Sheriff's Office. Jenna Dubowie is wanted on charges of forgery and theft of services. She is known to have ties to the Morganville, New Jersey area. Anyone with information regarding Dubowie's whereabouts is asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 570-325-2821. 4 Hazleton area high school students traveled to Dallas last week to participate in the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association District 9 Chorus Festival. The festival was held at Dallas High School from January 24th to January 26th and showcased the musical talents of students from across northeastern Pennsylvania. During the festival, the students performed under the direction of Dr. Ellis Hager, who serves as the director for the Foothills Chorale and for Seneca High School in South Carolina. Camp Victory has announced the hiring of a new camp director for the 2024 season. Gail Trucks is a longtime employee of Camp Victory, starting in the kitchen in 2000 and moving up to be the food service director and then assistant camp director in 2017. Effective April 1st, Trucks will take on the position of camp director from Kate Stepnick, who will become the executive director at Camp Victory. The Luzerne County Arts and Entertainment Hall of Fame is now accepting nominations for the induction class of 2024. Those inducted will be honored in October at the second annual induction ceremony. The Luzerne County Arts and Entertainment Hall of Fame was founded in 2022, and the inaugural class was announced in March of 2023. The organization's mission is to honor Luzerne County natives who have achieved success or had an impact on the world of arts and entertainment. Nominations will be accepted in the categories of arts and entertainment. The arts category is for those who have excelled in stage, film, dance, painting, sculpture, or artistic design, while the entertainment category is for those who have excelled in music, television, radio, or other media specific to entertainment. Art nominations can be emailed to Tony Brooks at tony@wbpreservation.org. Entertainment nominations can be sent to Jody Bush at jodybnytb@aol.com. Coming up on Williams Sports News Choice, Ryan Prosick is back on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we learn about home security cameras on this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. Then we sit down with Mark Peterson from the Hazleton Art League on Community and You. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John, this is Ryan. This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Stay tuned, it's going to be an exciting show. We're talking about how cold laser could maybe help patients who were not maybe as helped as much by their medical doctors or chiropractors. So stay tuned this week.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Sports. We recap the AFC Championship game yesterday, which saw the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. And now we're going to recap the other side of things. We saw the 49ers defeat the Lions 34-31. Obviously, the big story here is the collapse by the Detroit Lions. They had a 24-7 lead at half. They were in command. They were doing everything on the ground. Everyone was scoring. Jameson Williams rushing touchdown. David Montgomery got in the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs and then it just all fell to pieces. I could not tell you what happened. You could credit to bad coaching. You could credit to Josh Reynolds' drops. You could credit to the Jahmyr Gibbs fumble. There's so many moments you could look at in this game. Even the long pass that went off of the DB's head and bounced right into Brandon Ayuk's hands. At that moment, you just knew. You knew the game was over and it's going to go their way. I said Lions-Ravens last week, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Maybe my heart was speaking a little bit more than my head. I did say that for the San Francisco 49ers game and maybe the Ravens game as well. They were the wrong picks, I'll say that much, but we had just an incredible display of a halftime adjustment, it looks like, because the 49ers had no answers, and they came out and they just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. Christian McCaffrey, of course, he always seems to score 2 touchdowns in literally every game he plays. Even George Kittle wasn't involved until late in the game, but he did get involved, and of course, Brandon Ayuk had that touchdown. And of course, that big moment that kind of changed the tide of the game. You could argue that any of those moments did. I'm going to go with, if I were to power rank them, I'd go with the Josh Reynolds drop at 1. The first drop on 4th and 2. It's been coming out today that Michael Badgley hasn't been really good at field goals from 40 to 49 or 50 plus. And it also came out that in the stats, he has not attempted a field goal outside of a dome. That's unbelievable. If you don't have a kicker, it's on your staff and general managers to go and find said kicker. Obviously, it's not a problem for the hometown Eagles, so a lot of us don't really, know about that issue. We have Jake Elliott. The Steelers have Chris Boswell. They've both been staples. If you go down to Baltimore, they have Justin Tucker, who's reliable as ever. So a lot of the kickers around here, in our typical viewing area are very solid. So we are not, seeing much of that problem in recent memory. But this one breaks my heart. I think I've never been this brokenhearted over a sports loss that wasn't one of my own teams in a very long time. Detroit was playing for their chance to make it to their first ever, and it just didn't go their way. Dan Campbell's going to get a lot of harsh words for how this ended. I blamed him 100% myself last night. It was in the heat of the moment, because that Josh Reynolds drop, and it just left such a sour taste in my mouth when he went over to the sideline and he was just kind of laughing about it. I know you're supposed to play it off, but dude, come on, man. You just cost your team a trip to the Super Bowl, it feels like. And he did it, and he didn't even just do it once. He went out there and did it again. I mean, it's rough out here for Lions fans. We were hoping that they could have made it to the Super Bowl, and I would have had them picked over the Chiefs, I'm being honest. They're better in the trenches. They have a game plan that can counter the Chiefs. They have weapons outside, inside. They have Jameson Williams, who we saw unleashed last night, but it's just not their year. It might be the 49ers' year, though. Brock Purdy came out and he let it come back. You could say that. But it's just the narratives over these next 2 weeks are kind of going to get out of control. It just kind of feels, I saw a tweet today, it kind of feels like whatever quarterback's winning is the second best quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes. There have been TV hosts that have put Brock Purdy over the likes of Justin Herbert and Kirk Cousins, and I just can't get on board with that. I mean, if Justin Herbert was on the San Fran team, or Kirk Cousins was, which he should have been, but that's besides the point, they'd have a Super Bowl by now, if I'm being honest. Especially with Herbert, they probably have multiple at this rate, but that's just a game of hypotheticals, and it's never going to happen. But we have the 49ers and the Chiefs set up to battle for the Lombardi Trophy. Who's going to win? I mean, you have to take Mahomes as the underdog. I mean, you can never count him out, like I said yesterday, but San Francisco is going to put up a tough fight, and so is Christian McCaffrey and company. But that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We're going to preview the game in full, a little closer to the game. Of course, we're not going to forget that, but we got 2 weeks to the Super Bowl, so we got some time in between there. But that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Roadstocks. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Troop and Public Information Officer. Today I'm talking about home security systems. Now, 10, 15, 20 years ago, if you wanted a security system, they had to come out, they had to hardwire this system, and you had a monthly bill. Now, you can buy these tiny little cameras, they're wireless, they hook up to your phone, and there's no monthly bill. They're great, they're very efficient, and they work. Now, do cameras always stop somebody from doing something? No. It may deter people from doing something if they see a camera at your residence, but it definitely helps us after the fact if something is done, whether something's taken, something's damaged, or somebody enters your house. We can use that security system. Now, rule of thumb for security cameras is find the ones that work best for you. There's tons of them out there. Do your research. See which ones you think would work best for you, how the app works. You get a notification every time that motion sets off that camera, goes right to your phone. They're great to have. As far as placement, you want to put them at entry points of your residence. You want to have one in the front of the house, one in the back. Try to have one facing the back of your house, not necessarily on it because it only covers so much area. Again, when you're putting these cameras up, before you mount them where you want them, hold them there and see how it looks on your phone. See how it covers the most area. You could buy as many of these cameras as you typically want and have them all string to one system to where you get a notification every time they're set up. They're great. We highly recommend them. Again, they do deter some crime, and they also help us in case a crime is committed. Thanks for sticking in with us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Community and You. I'm here with Mark Peterson of the Hazleton Art League. Mark, how's it going?
It's going great, Ryan. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Celebrating the New Year. Hope you had a happy New Year yourself as well.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about the Hazleton Art League. There's a lot going on, but first, I want you to tell the people a little about the Art League who may not be familiar with it.
Well, Ryan, have you ever been to the Art League?
I have, several times.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things about the Art League that many people may not know is we've been in Hazleton for over 75 years. This is an amazing institution, and it's just grown over the years. We started off actually having our exhibitions at the Masonic Temple up on Church Street at the time. And then in 1950, we moved to 225 East Broad Street. And we then moved from that location after many years to 31 West Broad Street, which is the old Securities Savings and Loan Bank. A lot of people remember it from that time. And after about a $2 million renovation, we are in this amazing facility, which is known as the Hayden Family Center for the Arts. And it is just stunning. We're so happy to be in this location, and we're so fortunate. We have an amazing gallery. We have a children's art studio. We have ceramics, stained glass, performance spaces. We even have the Can Do Community Park right outside of our doors, and they've just done some amazing upgrades to the park.
Yeah, yes, they have. And we talked a little bit beforehand about memberships because, you know, there's a lot to do with the Hazleton Art League, and there's a lot to partake in, classes, exhibits. Tell the people a little bit about that.
Well, right now is when we are looking for memberships. We want people to renew their memberships, which they can do online, or they can just send a check to the Hazleton Art League at 31 West Broad Street, Hazleton, PA 18201. And are you a member of the Art League?
I am not a member of the Art League.
You are not. Well, Ryan, it is about time you became a member. And did you know that it's only $25 for the entire year?
I did not.
$25 for an adult. If you are a student or a minor under the age of 18, it's only $10 for the entire year. And if you happen to be a member of a family that makes sense to have a family membership, it's only $50 for the year for 2 adults, 1 child, and however many kids after that. Only $50.
Tell us a little bit about Celebrate Big.
Well, Celebrate Big for the Arts. I happen to bring along some collateral here for you. And so this is going to be on the traditional first day of spring, which is March 21st. It's going to be held at the Hazleton Art League in the Hayden Family Center for the Arts, 31 West Broad Street, right at the corner of Laurel and Broad. And from 5:30 to 8:30, we are going to have food. There are going to be artist demonstrations. There's going to be music. It's going to be a wonderful experience. And we have a goal of raising, get this, $250,000. That's $250,000 that we are trying to raise. How are we going to raise that? We're going to raise that by the community pitching in and giving as much as they can, as much as they are comfortable with. Now, we understand money can be tight. I am one of these people who I give $5 a month to the Art League, just so, even though I work there, I'm doing it because I want to support the arts. So that's something that people can do. If you can give a little bit, it's great. If you can give a lot, that's fantastic. We have a number of different levels of giving. And I brought a cheat sheet here for that.
I support the cheat sheets. I told you beforehand.
All right. Well, that's a beautiful thing. So the number one donor that we're looking for is a $20,000 donor, and that's the Celebrate donor. And that includes a number of things, including exclusive event naming, recognition in various forms, up to 12 tickets and 12 memberships to the Hazleton Art League. So that's a really big thing that will help us. It will push us over the edge of our goal. And then we have the Discover, which is $10,000. And that gives you other benefits similar to the $20,000. But the $20,000, that's the big kahuna. Then we're looking for Educate at $5,000 level. And for this, you get recognition and you really help support the education portion of what the Hazleton Art League does, because that's a lot of what we do. We have classes, we want people to learn, we have workshops, we have events, we have exhibitions. So this is all a part of education, everywhere from children, school-age children, to seniors and everyone in between. Then we have the Create portion of the patrons. That would be $3,500. And then Motivate is $2,500, and we go to Inspire for $1,500, Patron for $500, and Friend for $250. Now, for $250, that can pay for one child to attend our summer art camp for a week. So just imagine that. Imagine being able to do something like that, just to help a kid out, somebody who maybe, funds are tight, the parents can't afford it, maybe they have a lot of kids. I grew up in a family of 8. I know that it can be tough. So if you can afford to donate $250, you can provide 1 week's summer art camp for a child in your community.
Well, that is very exciting. There's a lot going on at the Hazleton Art League, and we're going to talk about that more on next week's episode. So I'd like to thank Mark Peterson for joining me today on Community and You, and we'll see you next time. And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.